The following Private Investigations Book Read Aloud podcast episode is being voiced over by actor-producer Sydney Rowan, who portrays PI character Rachael Meng. LV55 Media LLC presents Private Investigations Read Alouds, a chronological scene-by-scene read-through of the Private Investigations Book 1 and Book 2 novel for the viewing community. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
A lighter ambience currently fills the coffee shop after the normal morning heavy foot traffic. Sitting at a table adjacent to the service counter in the coffee shop is college student Noah Aquino with a pair of earbuds while working on his computer, and his best friend and fellow classmate Kenny Tran, also sporting earbuds, is slowly bobbing his head while alternating between writing in his notebook and glancing at a textbook. Kenny suddenly taps Noah's shoulder, gaining his friend's attention. "Noah, check this out, man," he says, pulling Noah's earbuds jack from his phone and exchanging it with his. "This is the one I wanted you to hear," Kenny blurts out in an animated tone. After several moments, Noah catches the groove and smiles before moving his hand back and forth, mimicking scratching on a turntable. Noah, bobbing his head, finally pulls the earbud jack from Kenny's phone. "Didn't I tell you, man? I'm DJ K Tran, and I'm gonna be busting it hard out there," Kenny declares, forcing a smirk on Noah's face. "Is that what you're gonna call yourself now, Kenny?" he sarcastically asks. "Yeah, you like it?" Kenny excitedly responds. Noah chuckles. "I think it's a dumbass idea," Noah quips. "Just stick with DJ Turbulence. That's way better, bro." Kenny, accepting his friend's shade, shakes his head before grabbing his phone and plugging his earbuds back into his phone. After taking a quick sip of his drink, Kenny goes about enjoying his music. After several minutes, a 30-ish looking woman enters the coffee shop and walks over to the service counter and begins reviewing the menu board. Jonathan finished prepping an order and calls out for pickup. He then walks up to the service counter and smiles. "Hi there, what would you like to order?" "I would like, the woman says, still looking at the menu board, before finally looking towards Jonathan. "I would like a small hot green tea, please, for here." "Okay, that's a small hot green tea. Anything else?" "No, thank you." "That'll be $2.10. The woman reaches into her purse, pulls out her credit card, and pays for her beverage. "Give me a few minutes and I'll bring it right over." Before Jonathan walks away, the woman begins speaking. "Also, I need to ask you about the altercation you broke up a couple months ago." "Which altercation?" he asks, in a somewhat guarded tone. "You know, the one between that young lady and that guy." Jonathan stares at the woman, expressionless. "I was sitting right over there when it happened," she explains, pointing towards a table in the rear of the coffee shop. Noah looks up and begins eavesdropping on Jonathan and the woman's conversation. "I don't condone that type of activity here in my establishment," Jonathan states, now switching the towel sitting on his shoulder to his other shoulder. "Who was the young lady that threw the punch?" she inquires. "Why do you want to know?" he asks. The woman opens her purse and pulls out her business card and hands it to Jonathan. "My name is Rachael Meng, and I'm a Metro Police Department Community Liaison Representative." Jonathan briefly views her business card before extending his hand towards Rachael. "Hi, Rachael. Is Megan in some kind of trouble?" "No, not at all," she answered. "What's Megan's last name?" she inquires. "Aquino. Megan Aquino," Jonathan responds. "Hey, did that Brandon file a lawsuit? 'Cause I'll be happy to testify." Rachael interrupts Jonathan from speaking while slightly raising her hand and shaking her head. No, I'm interested in talking to her about joining the Young Women's Community Leadership Group I'm helping to establish." Jonathan briefly stares at Rachel's business card again, then smiles. "Nice. Well, you picked the right person, although Megan's not the one you would want to talk about this," he says, causing Rachael confusion. "What do you mean?" she questions. "You need to talk to her partner, Jennifer." "Jennifer?" "Yeah, she was sitting at the table with Megan." "Oh, the 3 other young ladies that were there with her?" As Jonathan nods his head, Noah continues to eavesdrop on their conversation. "I can already tell you, Megan will tell you to talk to Jennifer first about your group," he says in a matter-of-fact tone, causing Rachael to frown. "Why her?" "She's the cautious one. But if your group checks out, you'll get all 4 of them," Jonathan says. "They're all natural leaders." "That's the oddest thing I've heard in a while," Rachael quips, forcing Jonathan to shrug his shoulders. "What can I tell you? That's just the way they operate. You'll see." "How often do they come in here?" Rachael asks. Maybe 2-3 times a week." Rachael opens her purse and pulls out several more of her business cards and hands them to Jonathan. Jonathan, can you do me a huge favor and give them my business cards? And ask Jennifer to please give me a call? Jonathan smirks. Sure thing, and if you get them, I guarantee you won't regret it, he says, smiling, while stuffing Rachel's business card in his apron pocket. I'll bring your tea over to you in a few minutes. Thank you. No problem, Miss Meng. As Jonathan returns making customers' beverages, Noah goes back to reviewing his computer screen. After Rachel takes a seat at a table near the rear of the coffee shop, she pulls her phone from her purse and places a call.
To learn more about Sam Aquino and the many other characters involved in these mysterious, intriguing, suspenseful, and coincidental fiction stories, purchase a copy of Private Investigations, Book 1 and Book 2 in one volume by visiting Dorrance Publishing, available both in softcover and ebook formats. Also available at Amazon Books and Barnes & Noble.